Yeah, you'll never guess where we are. Well, the background gives it away. Devil's Tower. Devil's Tower, Wyoming. So we're going to have a walk around the tower and find out what there is to find out about it. Devil's Tower is a natural formation rising out of the ground in northeastern Wyoming. It was made when lava was forced up through the surrounding sediment under a shallow sea about 65 million years ago. Over time, the sea disappeared and the surrounding sediment of softer rock was eroded, leaving the core standing alone. So we're hiking, walking on this path around the base of Devil's Tower. It's about 1 mile around, so you get to see Devil's Tower from all sides. It's not supposed to be too strenuous a walk. There is some uphill parts though. Here's the view from the west side of Devil's Tower. Unfortunately, all the smoke haze it's not made the view that great, but you can see the river down there. It's a not bad view, but better if there was no smoke haze. A lot of people we've seen scaling, climbing up the mountain. There's some right there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll zoom in later. Let's see if we can see them. Whenever we visit somewhere interesting, we try to get a sticker and put it on the back of our camper to commemorate our visit. So this is our sticker for Devil's Tower. We're here at Fish Hatchery in Spearfish, South Dakota. These are trout, rainbow, brown trout.
Built adjacent to his hatchery.
There's a lot of them in here. We're going to go out in a second to see where the little fish are. So they stock the rivers a little bit here so people can fish. Pretty cool. Lots and lots of little rainbow trout. So you can buy fish food. Beautiful fish. Looks like little rabbit paddles. It looks very appetizing to me. I guess the fish like it, so let's see what happens.
It's a fish feeding frenzy. I think I like that stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty. So this rail car was used from 1893 to 1947 to transport fish across the state to different lakes and rivers by the Department of the Interior. Neat, eh? It was a car full of fish and a water system to keep the waters running so the fish would live, because the fish require running water. So this whole operation has been around for a long time, since the 1800s, where the National Fish and Wildlife Service would stock the streams and lakes with different types of fish, like trout in this case, or also salmon. And this is the whole farm behind me, so they have the different hatcheries for different levels. And the museum was kind of interesting. One of the things we saw in the museum was, in the 1800s, they offered $5 each for old horses to be chopped up and used for fish food. Because of course that was a time when all transportation was by horses, so the country had tons of horses. So when they get old, too old to work, so they get put out to pasture, they get sold to the fish farm for fish food. It's pretty sad. We're at Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota, which looks very similar to Badlands National Park, but it's in North Dakota. There's a little more vegetation around the buttes and the canes that have a little more vegetation. I think that's the big difference. But this was where Theodore Roosevelt evidently had a ranch around here when he was a younger man. So that's why he later made this a national park. I'm introduced to my buddy Teddy, a good friend of mine, kind of the namesake of this park. It's a little bit short. Call him Shorty. I'm standing in the exact spot where Teddy Roosevelt once stood. This whole land. I don't know if that's true, I must say it is just for this story because it sounds good. It's a nice view. We are here at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. See behind us? That is the frozen tundra, Lambeau Field.
Not too frozen today.
No, it's pretty nice weather out today. We walked down through the center of Green Bay here. Truthfully, there's not a lot to do in Green Bay. It's a pretty small town. But we walked through, there's a university, a technical school right across called Titletown Tech. It has a really nice little campus area we walked through. And we went to the Cabela's. But really, there's not a lot to do in Green Bay as far as I can tell. But this is the field where the Packers play, so it's pretty cool. Okay, tonight we're staying at a Harvest Host, which is a program where you can stay on farms and orchards and wineries and breweries with your camper and stay overnight. And today we're staying on a dairy farm. So this is our camper, and as you can see, this name of this farm is what?
It's Schwitte Farms in Peshtigo, Wisconsin, which is right near the border for the upper part of Michigan.
Okay, so there you go. You can see right behind our camper is the morning now. You can see there's a cornfield. That's obviously animal feed corn. They're not going to give that to humans. And then on the other side is the barn where all the dairy cows are. It keeps them in there. Those are the milking cows. Across the street is the steers that they have. And they also have another barn over there, which I'll explain later. These are our cows that were born yesterday. And people say, I wasn't born yesterday. These ones can't say that. Now we're in the barn where all the cows are. They really spend their whole lives in this barn. You got a lot of area to walk around, and they open them up pens in location. They can walk around the whole other side of the barn. I see them running around, so they get a lot of exercise. We've got these big metal back scratchers over there, and kind of hear all night when we were in there. We go, what is that creaking sound? And I talked to the farmer, and she says, oh, that's the back scratcher. They like to go out all night, run on that back scratcher, and have their back scratched, and have all different parts of them scratched. These cows are all lined up to go into the milking shed, which is over here. This is the big refrigerated container that all the milk goes into every day. And I was talking to the farmer, and she said that yesterday they had a problem with the refrigeration thing, and they had to throw away the whole thing of milk, the whole day's production of milk. This is some big old tractor. Look at how big it is. It's double tires. I don't know why you need a tractor that big, but you know, my knowledge of farming is like this.
It's a farm thing.
Back there, you can see behind me, there's another big tractor with double tires, and there's little trailers in the back, unlike this one. So obviously for some other purpose, which is unknown to me.
A farm thing.
That's another farm thing. They have a lot of tractors around here. It's a big farm. Actually, I talked to the owner. She said she has another farm just like this, 10 miles from here. And she runs both those farms, her and her husband. It's been in their family for...
Since the mid-1980s, mid-1880s.
Since the mid-1880s. Mid-1980s wouldn't be so impressive.
No.
Mid-1880s.
Yeah, it's a long time.
And yeah. And so they're running both those farms, plus she has a full-time job on top of that. And she runs this Harvest Host to let RVs come in. And then they also sell the meat and dairy and that themselves somewhat too. So, because when we came into the Harvest House, we bought a bunch of steaks and other kinds of meat and some cheese too. They make, of course, cheese. It's Wisconsin. So
all the dairy cows are just for cheese here. They're not for milk.
Oh yeah, so they just make cheese out of the milk. Wow, that's a lot of work. I don't think I'd like to have a farmer's job. This is a barn, she told us, is across the road from my other barn. This is their quarantine barn. When they bring in cows from the other ranch they have, they put them in quarantine here for some period of time. I don't know if it was 30 days. Just in case they have some kind of, you know, bug or something that they don't want to infect their main cheese herd. So it's 30 days in here. So 30 days in the cooler. Well, milk, but they make cheese out of the milk, yeah. So last night, we forgot and left the window down in the truck. And I locked it up and it alarmed. And at 3 in the morning, everybody's sleeping, bam, bam, my truck alarm goes off. And I'm like, what the heck? Because it only goes off if somebody opens the doors or something moves inside. So I turned off the alarm and went back to sleep. In the morning, Karen goes out and says, the window's open. I said, well, that's what happened. A cat would have jumped into the truck thinking we'd find a nice place, a warm place to sleep because it was kind of cold last night. And I better got the bejesus scared out of it when the alarm went off. There you go. So let's keep my windows closed around. Thanks for joining us on our travels this week. Join us on the next episode when we take a boat ride on the largest Great Lake and see some amazing rock formations. And we also visit the largest mall in America.